Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on Toned In Entertainment, where we love pop culture. Today, it's time for another movie look back review. Now, yesterday here on the channel, I posted my movie look back review for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, released back in 1989. And for this movie look back review, well, we're gonna have to use our own time machine and jump 2 years into the future as we check out Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, released back in 1991. The movie stars once again Keanu Reeves as Ted, Alex Winter as Bill, George Carlin as Rufus, and introduces William Sadler as the Grim Reaper, Joss Ackland as Denomalus, and was directed by Peter Hewitt. Now in the first movie, Bill and Ted, well, they were their own biggest enemies. With such failing grades, Ted's dad was about to send him off to military school, and there would be no Wild Stallions, which means no band, which means, of course, no peace on Earth. Here in Bogus Journey, well, they actually do have an enemy in Denomalus, and he's gonna do everything in his power to make sure the Wild Stallions never happen. The sequel here has a much different feel to it than the original. Maybe that's because it has a new director attached to it with Peter Hewitt. He takes more of like a supernatural approach than just a fun-loving, charming, time-traveling movie. He sends Bill and Ted all over the place in this movie. They're gonna have to travel from heaven to hell and everywhere in between to make sure the Wild Stallions music lives on. Now, when I say things get weird in this movie, I really do mean it, especially when Bill and Ted are trapped in their own personal hell. They're gonna have to do everything from dealing with the evil military drill sergeant that Ted's dad threatened to send him to in the first movie, as well as Bill's creepy old grandmother, and of course, let's not forget the possessed Easter Bunny. So while Bill and Ted are trapped in their own personal hell, evil Bill and Ted, who are actually robots who were created by Denomalus to ruin the Wild Stallions' career, are up here on Earth causing havoc and doing everything from ruining their music career, as well as the relationship with the princesses they worked so hard to get. Now, while stuck somewhere between heaven and hell, Bill and Ted will run into who else but the Grim Reaper, of course. Now, Bill and Ted, they're gonna bargain with the Grim Reaper to please let them go back to Earth. They have unfinished business. They gotta get their girls back. They gotta get their music up and going. They've gotta save all of humanity. And you know what? The Grim Reaper, he actually listens and bargains with them, and he challenges them to a game in which he's never lost. Now, Bill and Ted win this game. You know what? He's gonna let them go back and save humanity, but if they lose, you know what? They're stuck down here forever. Now, they take the challenge, and the games that they'll have to play are actually pretty fun and actually give it kind of like a lighthearted feel between death and life as they play games of Who Sunk My Battleship and, of course, Twister. Now, do I recommend you guys checking out Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? Yes, I do, especially if you really enjoyed the first movie. The second movie is a fun watch, and it is kind of like nice to watch this movie in anticipation for this week's release, Bill and Ted's Face the Music. While currently not available for free on any of your favorite streaming sites, it is available to rent for as little as $3.99. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey a 6 out of 10. It's slightly above average. As a standalone movie, is it good? Just barely. I only really followed through with this movie because I have investment with the characters from the first movie, and I really wanted to see how this story all wraps up. Is it fun and entertaining? Yes, in parts. Is it boring and dreadful? Yes, in parts. It's really a mixed bag of things all thrown together. There's some good, there's some bad, and when it comes together, you know what? It's just above average. It's weird, it's warped, it's out there, but you know what? It actually has a good, satisfying ending. So really, you can only go into Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey if you really love the first movie and you want to see how things wrap up, and you got to go into it with not high expectations. Now, when was the last time you guys watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? Leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought of the first two Bill and Ted's movies, and are you excited for Bill and Ted Face the Music coming this week? Now, we're not done with Bill and Ted content here yet on Toned In Entertainment, as going into the movie coming out this week, Face the Music, I thought, you know what, let's do one more look back. Let's look at the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures TV series. Yes, there was a TV show in the early 90s. There were 8 episodes, and guess what? I watched all 8 of them, and I'm reviewing the entire series here on Toned In Entertainment tomorrow. So guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment for that future video.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.